Hello, you wonderful people of the world. How you doing? Mustafa Wahidi coming to you live from the Mustafa Wahidi vlogs. Today's vlog is amazing. We are going to discuss the steps of negotiation. If you remember these 3 simple steps to negotiation, you will have a beautiful life. You're going to be one of the top negotiators on the planet. So here it is. Step number 1. Always know your landscape. Whenever you're going into a negotiation meeting, you have to do your groundwork, right? You have to know who you're dealing with. You have to know what the company is you're going to have a negotiation with. You have to know the entrepreneur you're going to be dealing with. You should know as much of information about the entrepreneur as possible, down to his eating habits and the kind of coffee he likes, alright? Because this is what I teach, right? If you want to crack a sales meeting, you have to create what is called this thing called rapport, right? Rapport means, number 1, that the customer should know that you care about him. It's not just about pennies and pounds with you. You care about his business. You care genuinely about having a business partnership with him. Or if you're salaried and you're a salesperson, you're selling a product to him, that you genuinely care about his needs. And number 2, that you're just like him. You need to have some sort of association, right? So if you need to have have knowledge about his personality. Does he like cakes? Maybe you can take a nice chocolate cake with you for your next meeting with him, right? Does he like coffee? So, once I did this, it really worked well. Before going to a meeting, I didn't take any cake, right? I didn't take any fancy cake with me. I took, 2 nice Starbucks coffees with me for the meeting, and I cracked that meeting. He liked that just so much. So you have to know about the entrepreneur you're dealing with. You have to know about the company you're dealing with. You should know the landscape. You should have a background. You should know what is a good negotiation level you're going for. You have to know the background, right? For example, if you're going to buy a used car, right, and you don't have the background, the seller sells initially the used car for example $100,000 to you, and you negotiate with him and you negotiate to $80,000, and you think that you got a very good deal without doing the groundwork, without doing your homework. And reality is that you could have gotten it for $70,000, but you did not do your homework. You did not study the industry. You did not study the company and the cars it's selling and how much they're selling for in the used car market on an average. So you didn't do your homework. You didn't study the landscape. Very important. You have to study the landscape before going into any meeting, whether it's you're a salesman going into a corporate meeting, whether you're a president and you're selling your trade services to different countries, your export services to different countries, or you're going to discuss the import quotas with different countries, right? You have to know the landscape for any negotiation meeting. You must study the landscape thoroughly before going in. Okay, point number 2. It has to be a win-win deal, right? I work in the used car market, so I know this. For example, a person is selling a car for $50,000, and he's in trouble, he's in problem. So for example, you take everything out of him, and you somehow get that car for half the price, $25,000, and you're really happy that you got such a deal. You cracked him, you eliminated him, you disseminated him, you got the car at 50% discount, and you took advantage of the fact that he was in a real problem. Now the fact of the matter is that in life, as they say, shit happens. Things don't remain the same. What stops him from going and filing a lawsuit against you? For example, you might not do that in a used car business, but if you're dealing with companies and buying shares and equity, right? So it gets really complicated. So if you're going and having a negotiation and the company is really in dire straits, and you rip the company off, seeing their dire straits, and you go for a deal in which 80% you have your way and they have their way just 20%, right? What stops them from going into a lawsuit? And then what you're doing, you're wasting precious hours of your life, of your company's life, for the next probably 20-30 years, going in and out of courtrooms and fighting a lawsuit, which was probably by the end of the 20-30 years not even worth the dollars, right? You should not have done that. So the best deals in negotiation deals are those deals in which it's a win-win, right? you should know your landscape. You should know that this is a very good deal for you, yourself, or your company, and not just you, even the person you're dealing with should know that this is a decent deal. It's a credible deal. You know, maybe he didn't get all of his things his way, but still it's a decent deal and he's all right. So this will stop all lawsuits and problems coming your way. There's no use living a life in which, you know, one day you have your way 100% or 80%, and then you're fighting lawsuits and problems, or not, if not lawsuits, you know, you're having issues, you're getting threats, etc., etc. Negativity comes your way in your life. It's not worth it. So it should, number 2 point is, it should be a win-win for both parties, right? You should win and they should win. That is the perfect negotiation deal. Point number 3, you have to work on the intangibles. Okay, for example, you are hiring people for a senior executive role in Singapore, right? So, but you're offering them, for example, 25 or 30,000 Singaporean dollars per month. But they go like, you know, it's not enough, you know, the salary is not that much. You know, why should I relocate from Dubai or Abu Dhabi for 25 or 30,000 Singaporean dollars for your job role? So you have to study the intangibles, the extra benefits, and it won't cost your company a dime, a cent, right? But it's going to make all the difference to the person coming in. For example, you tell them that if you come in to this executive role in Singapore with our sports company, sports management company, right? We're going to give you intangible benefits like, you know, you're going to get access to the company car anytime you want on the weekends. You're going to get access to the company hotel resorts 5 times a year, or the company yacht, you know, multiple times in a year to make your family enjoy. You're going to have separate, you know, executive washrooms. You're going to have separate executive parking. You're going to get, you know, bonuses based on performance every year. A lot of bonuses, you know, the highest bonus rate in the industry. You're going to, you know, even offer them commissions. Like, the harder you work, the more commissions you can make, right? We offer the highest commission rate in the industry for this job offering, right? And, you know, these are the intangibles. Company benefits, you've got the company car, you know, you access to resorts, and, you know, maybe later on you can tell them that if you work really, really well, we can even give you a stay at the Four Seasons, or, you know, something like that, you know, 5 times a year for your family, for example, right? So, or you can offer them club memberships, golf club memberships, etc., etc. So it's not costing your company anything, okay? Because your company obviously has access to all of these things. It owns these properties, it owns these memberships with the golf courses, and they have a quota that they can send so many employees, etc., for using those facilities. So it's not costing your company a dime, but these intangible benefits mean a lot to the people. So they're not just getting cash from your company per month as salary. They're going and enjoying at the golf courses, they're going and enjoying at the 5-star hotels, at the retreats, you know, multiple times a year, due to these intangible benefits which your job is offering. And he'll really, really consider your job offering very, very seriously. So, you know, one of these companies also, when they were hiring truck drivers for long range routes, right? So the intangible benefits they were giving the truck drivers were like, you know, you just have to drive whichever stop you go to, whichever pit stop you stop at. They're going to be a team, a herd of people who are going to come, empty the luggage while you go and you relax in a complimentary suite. We offer you free food, free breakfast, you know, dinner and lunches in those retreats at your pit stops while all of the work is being done by the people. You don't have to move a bend a finger even. You just have to drive. Then you sit in the truck again with the new luggage and you go to the next pit stop, and then again you can relax there for a day, take the night or sleep the night over at the motel. It's all on us. So all of these are intangible benefits apart from the commissions or the salary your company offers. So the third and very, very important part is you have to focus on the intangibles with your negotiation deal, right? Not just money, but the extra benefits, right? Free executive parking space, access to the executive washrooms, vacations for the families 2-3 times a year, etc., etc. You know, free life insurance for your parents and your family and yourself. You don't have to worry about, you know, medical bills anymore if you join us, you know. So all of these are intangible benefits.